I have pored over the specifications of 9 popular endurance bikes to find out on paper which is best. I've looked at bikes that cost £3,000 because most polls show that £3,000 is the most popular price range for those wanting to buy a new bike. And since endurance bikes are the road bikes that most people should be riding, the winner of this video, in theory, should be the bike to buy. For brands that don't make a bike that costs bang on £3,000, I've instead gone for the model which is closest to that number. And of course, this is just my shortlist. I can only include so many bikes in one video, so let me know which models down below you think I should consider in the future. Of the bikes I've looked at, the Merida Scultura Endurance 6000 comes in at the bottom of my list. That certainly doesn't mean that it's a bad bike though, since it is one of the few that comes with a Shimano 105 Di2 group set and has a nice 23mm internal width on the wheels for good tyre fitment, and in my opinion, has a sleek looking side profile. However, the bike's more basic finishing kit, Maxxis tyres and higher price tag of £3,300 mean it's not quite as competitive with the other models that I'm going to speak about. Next up, we have the Cervelo Caledonia 105. This bike pairs a carbon frame and mechanical 105 12-speed group set to some alloy wheels and some Vittoria Zafiro 32C tyres. I think it looks really nice. It's a smart looking bike. The 23mm internal width of the wheels is a nice feature. However, due to it only having an easiest gear of a 36 tooth chainring and a 34 tooth cassette sprocket, and that its tyre clearance only goes up to 34C, it makes it hard to say that this bike deserves to go any higher. But don't misunderstand me. I think this is a fantastic bike which would suit seasoned riders that want to spend their time clocking up plenty of miles on the road. Coming in as a bit of an underdog, we have the Attain C62 SLT, the range-topping bike in the Attain model lineup. And I have to say, it is quite nice saying that a range-topping bike is £3,000, rather than something 4 times that. The C62 SLT is an all-singing, all-dancing Ultegra Di2 spec carbon-wheeled machine. This bike offers a huge amount of bang for buck. However, I have this nagging mantra going round in my head saying if it's too good to be true, then it probably is. And that's how this bike makes me feel. While every other major brand is producing 105 mechanical or 105 Di2 bikes with alloy wheels at this price point, it makes me nervous when a bike comes along that seemingly blows all of them out of the water. I have to wonder, to what level have the Attain bikes been built? Is the QC any good? Are the consumable parts, like the wheels and headset bearings, any good? I've not had my hands on this bike, so I can't speak from experience, but I'm certainly suspicious. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for bang for buck, and I want people to get as much as possible for their money. But I don't want a good-looking spec sheet to come at the detriment of something more important like frame quality and hardware. That said, don't disregard it because this could be an absolute gem. Next on this list is a bike which I didn't actually expect to be landing in 6th place, because I do regard it quite highly, especially this new version. It's the Giant Defy Advanced 1. Perhaps that is just a sign of how good all of these bikes are and how close the competition is. It comes with a Shimano 105 Di2 group set, and Giant has basically fitted every single component it makes to it. That includes the wheels, tyres, seat post, saddle and cockpit. And it's no bad thing though. For example, the seat post is Giant's own Defuse seat post, which was built to be comfortable, and I really liked it when I tried it out. It also has clearance for hefty 40C tyres. It comes ready for tubeless out of the box, as Giant does supply sealant when you buy it. And a nice little touch is that it also comes with bottle cages. It does break the £3,000 price point a little, as here in the UK it comes in at £3,199. But for that, you are getting a bike which leans more towards the road performance side of things rather than the all-road mixed terrain style of riding. But it can still do both thanks to that huge tyre clearance. Coming in at 5th place is the Pinarello X1 105. It's part of the same family as the Dogma X and makes use of similar features like the asymmetric frame, the Onda fork and flex stays. Pinarello claims these help reduce vibrations through the frame and increase compliance without compromising responsiveness. The bike comes with a mechanical 105 group set, some alloy wheels from Shimano and some pretty basic Pirelli P7 tyres in a 32C width. I actually spent some time riding the X3 a while back and I did enjoy it. I found it balanced comfort and performance quite nicely, but that's just my experience and you may find that it performs slightly differently under you. Next up is a bike that some may have expected to see a little higher up my list, and it's the Cannondale Synapse Carbon 5. I recently spoke about this bike in my Synapse buying guide video, and it sits at the very entry level of the Synapse range. It too comes with a mechanical 105 group set, some DT Swiss wheels, some 32C tyres, and alloy finishing kit. There are 3 key things that really stand out on the Synapse for me though. First off is just how it looks. I think this is one of the best looking endurance bikes currently available. It's a huge improvement on the old version and looks seriously well put together. The next thing is the tyre clearance, because this bike can take a 48C tyre on the front or a 42C tyre on the rear. It's a borderline gravel bike. And thirdly, the internal storage is something I'm a big fan of. I absolutely love bikes that have this. We are now onto the podium bikes, and in 3rd place is the Trek Domane SL5 Gen 4. Splitting hairs between the Synapse and the Domane is very hard. However, I think the Domane will be a better bike for more people out of the box. Again, I think the new Synapse looks fantastic. However, the thought that's gone into the sizing of the Domane and ensuring the components that are fitted to it are suited to all the different size riders makes this a very easy bike to recommend. It too offers internal frame storage and has clearance for up to a respectable 38mm tyre, so it's not leaving you wanting for much. And it too comes with a Shimano 105 mechanical group set, but of course, I still think the Synapse looks better. In silver position is the Specialized Roubaix. This bike comes packed full of tech and features. Alongside its 105 mechanical group set and 10R carbon frame are a pair of alloy wheels that feature a 24mm internal width. Fantastic for wider tyres. The build is finished with a pair of S-Works Mondo tubeless ready tyres in a 32C width and some alloy finishing kit, which has been properly sized to suit the rider the frame was designed for. But this is where it gets better for those looking for more comfort. It also comes with a seat post designed to increase comfort and Specialized's own popular Future Shock up front. Now, the Future Shock system hasn't always been flawless. It has had its problems. However, we're now on the 3rd generation of the system, and I believe that Specialized has come a long way in developing the technology to be more robust and better for the rider. So, if you're after pure comfort, this is one of the best ways to get it. The clearance for 40mm tyres gives you the ability to go really wide and tackle a bunch of different mixed surfaces. I think the bike itself is a bit ugly compared to the others. I don't think it has much curb appeal at all. However, as a tool to complete a job, I know this bike will tick a lot of people's boxes. It's time to reveal my number 1 pick, and it is the Canyon Endurace CF7 Di2. It comes in at £2,799, yet it still offers a 105 Di2 group set, an adjustable semi-integrated one-piece carbon cockpit and a fancy carbon seat post designed to deliver 20mm of deflection so it can absorb impacts. The tyre clearance isn't as wide as others on this list at 35C, but out of the box, it does come with some nice Schwalbe 1 tyres in a 32C size. While the wheels are alloy, they come from DT Swiss and offer a 22mm internal width, good for those wider road tyres. As mentioned, this bike doesn't have the clearance of some of the other bikes, and I think the internal width of the wheels reflects that too. This Endurace is certainly tailored for tarmac rather than mixed surfaces, unlike the Roubaix, for example. The Endurace offers great bang for buck, but not so much that you wonder where they may have cut corners. And when you also consider the direct-to-consumer model Canyon has, again, it's easier to account for that lower cost compared to others. In my opinion, the bike looks timeless, has as close to a double diamond frame shape as you'll find these days, and purely on personal preference, it makes me happy that both paint schemes are offered in gloss paint, making it that bit easier to keep looking clean and fresh. Overall, the right bike for you is the one that fits you best. This ranking is purely my opinion on the bike spec sheet and which ones I would go for. If I wanted an endurance bike that was super versatile and comfortable, I'd go for the Roubaix. But if I wanted a road bike to cover lots of miles purely on tarmac, then I'd go for the Endurace. I can guarantee many of you won't agree with my ranking, and I'm sure you'll point out plenty of other bikes that you would choose instead. So let me know down below what you think the order should be and what you think I've missed.